In your money segment, we're talking about retirement today, and of course, it is never too early to start planning. We've got our financial advisor, Joyce, joining us in studio today. Alex, great to have you here.
Thank you, Scott.
So we had this survey that we had on the news earlier this week that said that about 1/3 of workers said over the age of 60 that they don't even know how much money that they'll need for retirement. That's got to be a concern, right?
It is a concern. Well, if it wasn't, it'd put me out of business.
Right.
But it's difficult. I think most people just really don't know. I read a study actually recently, Scott, along the same lines where 73% of people approaching or in retirement have yet to sit down and talk to a financial advisor. That's even more concerning. And I think it all just really stems from education or not knowing really where to turn. And I think it's a very valid concern. And again, it needs to be addressed.
So what do we need to do first? What's the very first thing we need to do?
You got to take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
Right? You have to take that leap of faith or talk to a friend or a family member that has an advisor. Just kind of put those feelers out to who you can really feel comfortable with. I've always said that you should certainly deal with somebody that you know, like, trust. I think dealing with an advisor locally is important. And it's just, again, you got to do it. You got to pick up the phone and you got to address those concerns. You got to talk about it. You got to be open about it.
What is the biggest mistake that people make when they talk about planning for retirement?
Sure. I think it's addressing the need of the distribution process in terms of they're still investing the same way they did when they were younger, whether it's putting money in that 401k or that 403b or that 457 plan, that qualified account, and now they just have this pile of money or this wealth they've accumulated and they don't know how to distribute it. So it's addressing the risk tolerance. It's addressing, because when you get older, there's tax concerns, there's RMD concerns, there's longevity concerns, inflation concerns, and those are the things that, again, need to be addressed, planning first and investing later.
Yeah, we know that we've got a lot of our viewers who are already retired, and you've got some help for these folks.
We do.
You've got some upcoming seminars. What's going on?
We like to do that. I mean, especially locally, address those concerns. You know, we have one coming up just next week, Tuesday the 11th at Seasons 52, and then we're the 20th at George's Grill locally. The 25th we're at Fleming's, and then, of course, we're out in Kokomo because, again, being in those rural markets are important as well to educate our clients in terms of what they really should be doing. Michaels is where that's at.
And here's the phone number. Reservations are required, but does this cost anything?
It doesn't cost a thing. It's just education. There's nothing sales about it, right, Scott? So that's really important. Managing the expectation, not giving recommendations, but again, allowing people in an appropriate way, a less invasive way, and to get the education they really need, and just kind of listen in, have a good meal, complimentary, and just sit down and listen.
We've got that phone number and the website again on WTHR.com in case you didn't have a chance to write it down. Alex, Joyce, great to talk to you. Thanks for coming in today.
My pleasure.